All right, guys, so next week, it's hard to believe, but we will already be in the month of March. So I wanted to try something a little bit different, something we haven't done on this channel, but I think I'm gonna start doing going forward. We just had a Nintendo Direct, got a bunch of new games announced, and some of them actually come out in March. So what we are gonna do, we are gonna go over all the games that you should be looking out for coming out in the month of March. What's up, guys? Welcome back, or welcome in for the first time. If you are new here, do me a favor, click the link to our Discord down in the description, hop in there, and we will see you there after this video. So as I said, we just had a Direct. We got some new games announced. Some of those are in March, but there are a bunch of other games here I want to let you guys know about. And I also want to let you know that this is not every single game coming out in the month of March. There are several more. So I'll leave a link down in the description where you can see every single game, but these are just the ones that kind of caught my eye. Some of the ones that I might be checking out, and definitely one I just wanted to warn you about and that you definitely need to stay away from. All right, so to start the list, on March 1st, we have a game called A Glider's Journey. This is a very relaxing flying game. It's got extremely simple controls that make it super easy to pick up, but difficult to master. So this one has a realistic mode that's highly dependent on its physics-based flight model, and it's only $9.90, but it's not very long. It looks like you're gonna get about 15 levels, and they say you can complete this in about an hour, but that is obviously depending on your skill level. But this one seems to be just more about relaxation, more about just kind of going out there and gliding around, which I'm into. This one looks pretty cool to me. They seem to be putting a lot of emphasis on the soundtrack in this one, so I'm also interested in that. I'd say this is probably one I'm gonna be picking up on March 1st. All right, next up on March 3rd, we have a game called Wind Peaks. This one is actually a game I kind of glossed over and didn't really pay much attention to when I was trying to make this list, but I did end up going back, checking it out, and for 15 bucks, this looks like a pretty cool game. This one is a point and click style game where you're looking for hidden objects and solving puzzles. Looks like there's a story with a treasure map and some type of a mystery to solve throughout the game. It's definitely a very casual experience. It's got 10 different levels, and as I said, it's a point and click type of adventure. One of those games where you're just looking for hidden items. That's what this looks like. It looks like a nice, again, a theme going with this list so far, a nice relaxing game. 15 bucks on March 3rd. I might be picking this one up too. On March 9th, finally, Apex Legends is coming to the Switch. Now, a lot of people are already very excited about this. They've played it on other platforms. I have not played it on any other platform yet. I'm excited to try it out, and it is being ported by Panic Button. So you know, judging by the other stuff that they've done, this is probably gonna be a pretty good one. For those of you that don't know, Apex Legends is a shooter, battle royale style game. Like, you know, there's a lot of those out there, but this one has seemed to do very, very well with that community. Lots of people love it. Again, I'm not somebody who's played it. I am pumped that it's coming to Switch. Way more pumped that Panic Button is the one bringing it to Switch. It's also free to play, and again, this one comes out on March 9th. I mean, it's free. You might as well download it and try it. The MCU has a multiverse. The DC EU is about to have a multiverse. Why not give one to Crash Bandicoot as well? Crash Bandicoot 4, It's About Time is finally coming to the Switch on March 11th. Now, this one has already been on PlayStation 4, Xbox One, but they now are releasing this for the Switch, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series S and X. So if you're familiar with the Crash series, you're pretty much gonna know what you're getting into with this one. But you are gonna have some new abilities, more playable characters. Obviously, as I said, alternate dimensions, so that's gonna get kind of weird. And what are promised to be some great bosses. Again, I haven't played this one yet. I don't know if I'm gonna be picking this one up. Crash really isn't my thing. I might wait on this one and then, you know, pick it up later on sale, but if Crash is your thing, it will be available on the Switch on March 11th. On March 16th, we are getting Stubs the Zombie Rebel Without a Pulse. This game was huge on the Xbox back in the day, and they brought it over to the Switch, and I have to say, I admit, I am slightly interested in this one. The game is set in 1959 in the city of Punch Bowl, PA. So you're going to convert your enemies into undead allies and lead them on a zombie assault on the living. You feed on the living to replenish what essentially are your weapons, like gut grenades and unholy flatulence. Real family-friendly, wholesome stuff here. I didn't play this one on the Xbox, so I'm thinking maybe I'll give it a try on the Switch. I'm not sure. It's got a huge cult following, and you know, those games can go either way sometimes. So if you're interested, March 16th, There you go. Next up, on March 19th, EA is bringing Plants vs. Zombies Battle for Neighborville Complete Edition to the Nintendo Switch. I mean, this looks decent enough. Not my type of thing, but for fans of the game, having it on Switch is obviously a plus. It's been on other platforms for a long time now, but it is possible that it could see new life on the Switch. Depending on how well the online multiplayer base looks after its release, I mean, we'll see. But yes, this one will have online play, and you are going to be able to play offline as well. One other thing I thought that was very cool about this version of the game is they are including motion controls, and there are some touchscreen menus. For me, when you bring a game over to the Switch and you implement this kind of stuff, I feel like that shows that you're at least trying. You're at least going the extra mile and utilizing some of the features that Nintendo Switch users kind of come to expect. Maybe not so much the touchscreen, but motion controls for aiming and stuff. I feel like that's a Nintendo Switch thing. I have become very accustomed to using motion controls for a lot of stuff. So very glad to see that included. That one, again, will be available on March 19th. Moving on to March 23rd, we are gonna be getting Story of Seasons, Pioneers of Olive Town. In this one, you'll be carrying on your grandfather's legacy by taking over his farm and planting crops, raising animals, building relationships, and getting to know the residents of Olive Town. Besides farming, leveling up your skill, and building new facilities, you will also be able to explore and find things you might not expect, such as gardens where the seasons never change, islands in the sky, or you could even end up inside of a volcano. So you can also participate in festivals in the town and things like that. And it says here there's over 200 events. That is a decent amount of content, especially when you put it up against things like sort of what we're looking at here, like an Animal Crossing style game. There's definitely not 200 events in Animal Crossing. So this one looks interesting for fans of that type of game, but at $50, I'm probably gonna pass on this one. I'll probably just stick to Animal Crossing. But it does look pretty cool. And again, if you like games like Stardew Valley, Animal Crossing, this one might be for you. Bladed Fury comes out on March 25th, and this one definitely caught my eye. Bladed Fury is an action game set in ancient China. It came out on the PC back in 2018, and for the most part, the reviews look pretty decent. I mean, as far as visuals go, I think this game looks really good. And from what I've seen of the gameplay online, it looks fluid and fun. This style of hack and slash type game can definitely be one of those things you can get addicted to and just play for hours and hours and hours. You know what I mean? You know, one more time, one more try. This is that type of game for sure. Especially if you can figure out this combo system that they're talking about. Bladed Fury also has a challenge mode you can unlock after you finish the game. So for 20 bucks, it looks like there's a nice amount of content here. This is one I will definitely be picking up on March 25th. On March 26th, we have Beyond Wonderworld, and this is the game. This is the one I wanted to talk to you about first on this date, because this is the one I wanted to warn you that you probably don't want to buy. You may want to buy it, but I would highly suggest checking out the demo of this game before you spend $60 on it, because I played the demo and it is an absolute mess. I mean, this game is broken to the point where it doesn't look like they're going to be able to fix this in time for a release. If it looks like what it looked like in the demo for the full game, this game is completely broken. I mean, down to the core mechanics of the game. It's just absolutely almost unplayable. There are several videos on this out there if you want to, get some other people's opinion on this, but it is very bad. The demo's awful. I would wait to see what the final game looks like, maybe see some full reviews before you spend $60 on this. If it is fixed, I might give it another chance, because it looks like a really cool idea and it looks fun, but I don't think they're gonna be able to fix this one. So beware of that one. Now, on the complete opposite end of that, on the same day, March 26th, we are getting Monster Hunter Rise. This is easily the most anticipated game of the month. So most of you, I'm gonna say, are probably at least a little bit familiar with the Monster Hunter series. Maybe you played the demo and they put that out. Maybe you didn't. Maybe this will be your first Monster Hunter. Either way, these games are loved by a lot of people. And Monster Hunter Rise is actually a Switch exclusive. It was made for the Switch. So essentially in this game, as the name suggests, you are hunting monsters. You can do that by yourself. You can play local co-op. There's also online. So if you and some of your friends want to team up and go take down some monsters online, you can do that. And it is, from what we gather, using Nintendo's new online service that is, I guess, going on in the background. I don't know if that was actually announced or if that was just something that people found, but supposedly the demo tested the new online, and that's supposed to be rolling out with this game. Hopefully it's better than what we have now. But besides all that, I cannot stress enough how awesome this game looks. Not only the gameplay, but just visually. This is a game when we first saw it that I was definitely one of the people out there who said, this is not running on a regular Switch. This looks like some type of Switch Pro footage, something's going on here. But no, I was wrong. This is Capcom's RE engine kind of reworked for the Switch, and man, does it look insane. So this one I've actually already picked up. I did manage to get a hold of the Monster Hunter Switch, which comes with the game, so I will definitely be playing this one on March 26th. All right, guys, so that is my list for March. Obviously, like I said in the beginning, this is not every game coming out in March. These are just the ones that kind of caught my eye as I started going down the list. Again, I'm gonna have a link in the description where you can see every single game coming out in March, because there are a whole lot more. After this Direct, seeing what Nintendo has coming forward, we are getting a ton of stuff in 2021. So I figured this is probably the best time for me to start doing videos like this. We've been doing a lot of Zelda stuff lately, hardware, lists, lots of different stuff. So I want to start nailing down some things that kind of you can rely on every month, and this is probably going to be one of them, as long as you like it. So let me know what you think in the comments below. Also, if there's a game that's not on this list, obviously you can leave that in the comments as well. Let people know if there's a game that you're really looking forward to that wasn't on the list, leave it in the comments. But that's gonna do it for this one, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please leave a like, make sure you're subscribed, and we'll see you in the next one.